What's up, everybody? We're back, quarantini style, Cinco de Mayo. Don't Tell Mom podcast, episode 98, I believe.
That's right, we're almost at the big 100, Cullen. Triple digits.
Even a beer can't hold us back on this thing.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Hope you all had a good week. We've been missing you guys.
No, I can't wait to get back in the studio.
Yeah, the studio and life and being around people and stuff. But I know everybody's rushing outside and stay-at-home orders are being lifted in most places. And, I'm not really eager to join in the festivities yet. They're opening the mall today, Cullen.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Like the Galleria?
The Galleria here in Hoover, yep. They're opening it up. Which
how is that?
I have a feeling they weren't doing a lot of business anyway. So I'm pretty sure you could stay 6 feet apart in there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean,
it's going to be interesting because I heard that when schools open back up for our kids and stuff, they're going to do it in shifts. So they're going to split it up. So half go in the morning, half go in the afternoon.
Oh, that's a good idea. Try to keep them separated a little bit, spread them out in the classrooms.
Still, just like you said, y'all go first and let me see how it goes before I
right
jump back in.
I'm not that eager. I mean, it'd be nice to go do some things, but not really. Not knowing that there's this thing out there. I read something the other day, Cullen, that's kind of got me thinking, is this really that big of a deal? People will post this stuff do your research, and they'll post this stuff about how all these deaths that they're saying is coronavirus related is actually just people dying, and that they're calling it coronavirus because the states are trying to get their numbers up as far as how many coronavirus deaths there are there. So they want to get a higher number because then that means they get more federal relief. They get more money from the federal government. So they're claiming deaths that were actually not coronavirus related to the coronavirus, and it's crazy. And then hospitals are furloughing people that aren't working those kind of cases, and we're going bankrupt.
Yeah, really. The financial aid, trying to play that card. I watched a Philly D video last night, and he was talking about now it's there's speculation, even more speculation and snippets and stuff of Trump saying how he has full 100% truth and knowledge about how this was started in a lab versus a wild animal.
Yeah, but then I believe Fauci over I believe Trump. And Fauci's saying that no, this was not man-made.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with him.
Crazy.
He's going to be my...
Crazy.
He's going to be my information, where I get my information from, because I don't really believe what Trump says. I don't think Trump really knows. I think he's got too many balls in the air,
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the bleach thing, It's sometimes he just messes up. He's human, which is kind of endearing because it's okay, you're a human being. You mess up sometimes too. But everybody pounces on him whenever they do. And I'm not going to get my information straight from him. I'd rather listen to the scientists and the experts and people that know what they're doing.
Right. God, so it is currently today Cinco de Mayo, and I saw a meme or a tweet that said it's Cinco de Mayo Day, and it's being ruined by a virus that has the name of a Mexican beer.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of funny. I don't know about you, but our Zoom meeting, you're going slow motion, Cullen.
Oh wow, you are frozen. There we go.
Am I frozen? I don't know if it's my internet. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm actually in. Can you see me?
You're freezing again.
It says waiting.
Oh man, technical difficulties.
Well, anyway, the actual audio is still going because we got that going on a different device here,
yeah.
So we're good. But if you can see me now, I don't know. I can see you again. I'm actually doing this podcast from a different room in my house than I've ever done it before. Usually I'm set up in the kitchen, but today I am up in the new nursery.
New nursery for Lily. God, why are you frozen? There we are.
Hey.
Now you're back.
Hey. Now you're frozen.
Okay.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah, well,
that's crazy.
I was saying we're probably freezing up on the Zoom because I'm in a different room, and so I'm farther away from my internet connection, so that might have something to do with it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm upstairs.
So, Lily, you mentioned in a text you had a labor scare?
Yes, Cullen, Lord help me. I thought I was going to labor last night. It was like 9:00. I'm watching my new show, The Bachelor sing-alongs show. Do you know what I'm talking about? What's it called?
No.
Oh my gosh, Cullen, you have been out of the Bachelor Nation loop for too long. It's like so first of all, they canceled the new Bachelorette because of the coronavirus. Okay. But they have come out with this other show, and it's called, what is it called? It's called something. It's called The Bachelor Presents. And then what it is these couples. So they got a whole bunch of single people in the Bachelor house that can all sing amazingly, that are all like musicians. And so they're supposed to like team up and partner up and like find the person that they're going to fall in love with, and then sing on stage together every week, and then get voted if you stay or leave by your chemistry on stage. Like,
so it's like Bachelor meets American Idol.
Yes. It's so good.
That's crazy.
I love it. I love it. And last night, the girl that I didn't like, she got eliminated. So I was happy. But anyway, I'm sitting there watching my new show, watching The Bachelor, Bachelor Nation. What's up, ladies? And I'm just sitting there, like, kind of where, you know, when you're this pregnant, it's like to sit, you got to sit Indian style, kind of lean forward a little bit. Like, you got to have some room for your belly to sit, you know? And so I'm sitting, Corey's in the other room, and he's playing video games with his buddies. And so I go into the bedroom to watch my show, and I'm sitting Indian style on the bed, lean forward, and I'm watching my show. And then bam, Cullen, it was like jarring. It was like the worst cramp I've ever felt in my life, and this sharp pain right down there where the baby should be. And then all this pressure, like the head's trying to come out of me. And I'm just oh my God. And my back, and so it jarred me. I mean, it was shocking, but it only lasted for a second. And I was like, okay, so that was just a cramp, right? It was just whatever, but Braxton Hicks or whatever they call him. And I was like, all right. So I went back to watching my show. About 5 minutes go by, and bam, jarred again. And I was like, oh shit. And I called Corey. I said, Corey, and he's got his headphones on playing his game. So I'm like, Corey, screaming. And he comes running in the room when he hears me. And at this point, I've gotten up, and I'm like bent over the bed, like something's happening. And he's like, what's happening? I was like, I don't know. Something's happening. By this time, the pain had passed, you know, because it was just like a quick thing. But I'm like sitting there. It was so intense that I'm sitting there. I'm like leaned over the bed at this point, like bracing myself for the next one. Because I'm like, okay, it's going to happen again. Because it just happened twice in a row. A few minutes go by. I'm just sitting there, and we're like talking, we're shooting the shit, and I'm just bent over the bed, just waiting for this to happen again. And Corey's and he's like, well, so what do we do? And I was like, I don't know. I said, go back and play your video game, just leave an ear out, so I can, if I need you, I can scream and you come in here. So anyway, I went, got finished, started watching my show again. Well, 45 minutes goes by, and nothing's happened. So I was like, okay, this is just a cramp or whatever. And then about the time the show was ending, bam, jarred again. Shocked me. I mean, it's the kind of pain, Cullen, where I'm sitting in bed, and it like, you have to move out of that position immediately. It's like, oh my God, let me get up and get out. Move. Something's happening.
Yeah.
So it happens again. And then this time it wasn't but a couple minutes. I mean, it was quicker. It happened a second time again. And I was like, because the first time it happened, I told Corey, I said, look at the clock and see what time it is, just in case this is like a contraction and labor's happening. And it was 9:00. So at 9:45, that's when it happened again. And it was back to back, 2 more jar owls. And then that was it. And then I was like, and so then we started talking like, okay, if this is labor, you're supposed to go in, if it's contractions, you're supposed to go in the hospital when they're like 4 or 5 minutes apart, right? So right now we're at 45 minutes apart. So we ain't going today anyway, you know. But at the same time, I'm thinking, so now I'm on Google, which, Google is probably the worst place for anybody to be. But I'm Googling like, okay, signs of, because I'm trying to remember what happened with Sophia. I'm like Googling, how do I know I've started going into labor? And it says sharp period cramp like pains, pressure in your pelvic area, and then like lower back pain. And so I'm sitting here just checking the boxes, like, yep, got that. Yep, got that. Yep, got that. So I'm like, okay, maybe this could be it. And from what I've heard from several people is that the second time you have a baby, the process goes by real fast. So it's like when labor starts, it from start to finish goes by quicker than the first time because your body already knows what it's doing. And you know what I mean? And it's like, it's used to it. Like, and especially because I just had Sophia 14 months ago. So it's like my body remembers this whole dance,
Right.
So I'm thinking like, okay, what if it happens really fast? And I keep thinking about my girlfriend, Jenna, who she just had her second baby. And she didn't get the epidural because it happened so fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's like my biggest fear in life.
Right.
Like, oh my God, please get me to the hospital in time before I have to do this naturally. I don't want to. And so anyway, I'm at this point now I'm Googling, I'm going down the rabbit hole on Google, and I call Mom and I tell Mom, I'm like, Mom, be ready. Because this coronavirus stuff, I can't take the baby with me. It's just me, Corey, and the baby. Corey's going to have to take me to the hospital. Mom's going to have to meet us there and get the baby or something. So
yeah, is that the plan? That's what we were talking about. Me and Katie were just talking about that. She was like, I wonder what the plan is as far as that goes, because somebody's got to take you. Yeah. So anyway, finish your story and we'll get into that.
Well, I told Mom, and at this point, and she was like, do I need to come right now? I guess she thought that Corey was out of town for work right now. So she was like, I can come right now. And I was like, no, you don't need to come right now. We're fine. Corey's in there playing video games. She's like, oh, Corey's home. So yeah, he's here. So you don't need to come. But in the event that you hear your phone ring in the middle of the night, just know that it's, answer it.
Yeah.
And because now we're like, and we haven't packed a hospital bag or anything, Cullen. So we're ill prepared. We don't have her crib yet. We are not ready for this baby. It is going by really fast. So we're just looking at each other last night, like, well, so we go to bed, I guess, and see what happens. And then I get to Googling, can you go into labor while you're sleeping? And the answer is like, yes, definitely.
Yeah,
so lots of people do that. That happens all the time. And I'm like, oh crap. So anyway, I try to get comfortable. And at this point, like nothing else has happened. It was 4 cramps total. And it was 2 at a time and then 45 minutes and 2 at a time. And then we laid down to go to sleep. Oh, and then right before we went to sleep, we're cuddled up and Corey's got his hand on my belly. And he's trying to feel her because she's moving now. She's like kicking me real hard. And then as we're laying there, like, we closed our, like, TV's off, we're going to sleep. And then bam, it hits me again. And he's got me, like, he's big spooning me. And he kind of feels it. It's like, oh God, are you okay?
Oh no.
He's like, is it happening? And I was like, no. But it was just that one time. And I was like, it passed. And then I was like, all right, let's try to go to sleep. And we went to sleep, Cullen. I slept like a baby. Woke up this morning fine. Nothing. Didn't wake up. I woke up to pee a couple times, but it wasn't. I didn't really wake up. It was a good night's sleep. So
I wonder. I guess that's what Braxton Hicks are. Is your body like preparing you for everything and like getting you like warming the engines up and kind of like letting you. Do you have one of those contraction apps where you can have it?
No, I just timing it. No, I hadn't. I think maybe I downloaded one for Sophia and didn't even use it. So,
yeah.
Like I said, we're ill prepared. But one of the things I was looking at when I was Googling was that before you go into labor, your body's going to kind of prepare itself by like, it'll do these Braxton Hicks, like you said. And then like you'll have to poo real bad.
Yeah.
I was like, well, and so I kept thinking like, well, I don't really have to poo. So I'm probably okay. It's probably fine. I'm literally 37 weeks today.
That is so crazy. Yeah, last week you were 36 weeks. I guess that makes sense. A week goes by and you're not.
I know. 37. And I keep thinking Katie and y'all had both your babies at 37.
Right. Yeah.
So you didn't remember when you had your babies, and somebody commented on our vlog or our podcast last week and was like, and told you when you had your babies. You were at 37. It's like, I remember watching that. You were at 37 in a couple of days or whatever.
As soon as I saw that comment, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. And thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for that memory. Mother's Day is coming up too, Cullen, by the way. So you might want to get on Amazon. Amazon's running late on packages too, so you might want to hurry up.
I know. And our anniversary would be 13 years married and on the 12th, I think. When's our anniversary? Yeah, May
12th is. I think 15th is Mother's Day.
Let me look at my ring real quick to see. Yeah, 5/12. But
that was smart getting it on the ring though.
Yeah, engraved so I can never forget. Like, okay, yeah, 5/12/07. That's so like just not knowing, and it's always going to be when you leave. Like playing video games, watching your show. The good news is, or the good to think about is, like with our kids, we didn't have the nursery set up at all. I mean, for the most part, we did, but like they're not going to sleep in the crib for another few months or whatever. Yeah, you know, so you can work on that after they're home and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're not too worried about that stuff. I mean, I am nesting. I'm definitely nesting. I'm actually, the reason I'm up here today is because I've got ladies that have come and they're cleaning the house for us. Oh. And not like, I clean the house. So our house is clean, but it's not like baseboard cleaned. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm not getting down on all fours and cleaning the baseboards. And at this point, but I want the house to be like extra clean before the baby gets here. So I'd already had this scheduled, like knowing that the baby, you know, like before the baby comes, I want to have like a deep cleaning from a service. And so they're here cleaning right now. And, you know, Lord knows I'm not getting down on all fours and clean the baseboards and stuff right now. But Corey said to me today, he said, I told him, I said, I got cleaning ladies over here. And he said, well, you should have just not told me and taken credit for it. And I was like, yeah, like you would believe, you come home and see how clean the house is and you believe that my fat ass is over here on all fours cleaning baseboards and lint traps. Come on now. Right. You know me better than that. I've seen a video, a prank video, and I don't know how he would take it, but you like get a bottle of water and you're like in the bathroom and you spray the water all over the floor and you're like, Corey, like your water just broke.
I should do that
and like film his reaction. But then like watch, then that night it's actually gonna be the real thing. So he's gonna be like, whatever, this is another prank. Or
no, Cullen, oh my God, he's on high alert right now. I should totally do that. Oh my God, that is such a good idea. Oh my God. And I have that little video camera Mom gave me, and I could set it up somewhere in the bathroom. Yeah. Where he can't even see it. Cullen, you're brilliant. But like, I'm totally doing that.
Wear some gray shorts so it looks like you pissed your pants, you know, and like there's water everywhere.
Yes. And just be like, oh God, what's happening?
I think my water broke.
That is such a good idea. I'm totally doing that, Cullen. I've got to like hurry up and do that though before it actually happens.
Yeah, it'll be a quick thing, but I mean,
you're the prank master, dude. I don't even think that way. You're like automatically like, oh, we got to, you've got to do something about this.
Yeah, when I heard
I'm totally doing that.
When I heard you talking about like, he was like, what is it? What do I do? What do I need to do? I was like, oh yeah, he is on high alert. Yeah. That's funny.
Like we literally don't have a bag packed.
Oh my gosh, you better get one.
And I was going through it last night. I was like, should I pack a bag like before we went to bed, because we were worried about it last night, like thinking, okay, maybe I'm going to go in labor tonight. And I said, should I pack a bag? And he was like, yeah. So I go into the closet and I'm just like, what do I even need? Like, and I was like, a couple pair of panties, which I'm not even going to wear because they give you those mesh things to put on with the big diapers you're supposed to wear. Well, so I was like, I got 2 pairs of my comfiest pants. And I was like, did I even wear pants last time? Like, I mean, maybe a robe. And so like, I threw a robe, 3 pairs of panties, and 2 pants in a bag. I feel like the first time I had a suitcase, and this time I had like a Walmart bag.
That's hilarious.
Two pairs of panties I won't wear it.
You might want to get like a toothbrush and like a phone charger, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Phone charger too. Okay.
But I mean, they'll.
Corey travels so much for work. He's like he's already always got a backpack pretty much anyway. So he's got his little thing that he lives out of, his little travel bag. So he'd be ready.
Yeah. And then,
but Corey is like, he's like so uninterested in going to the hospital. He's like, let's not go until you're like totally ready. I was like, why? I was like, well, we're not missing the epidural, so we're going when we need to go, And he was like, man, that sucks sleeping on that chair last night. He just worried about how uncomfortable that chair was. And I'm like, really? You want to talk about an uncomfortable chair?
Like, yeah, so
your child.
A couple extra pillows, and put those pillows in the car, so they'll be in there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Pillows,
and some blankets and stuff. But
you think I'd remember, like, it wasn't that long ago that I just did this, but I don't remember really using anything. All I remember was thinking, like, damn, I want some purple onion. I had my sister, I had Annie bring us all some purple onion, but everybody was there last time. Y'all were coming and going.
Yeah, we did it.
And it wasn't like this.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's so.
We did a podcast at the hospital. I mean, but y'all can't even be in the hospital now.
That's so crazy weird. What
I know.
So yeah, what would be the plan as far as like, or just so I guess mom is on alert or it's on the ready.
Yeah,
Corey would have to take you, and then they know if they'll let Corey in, but. At least you'll get there.
Well, that's what we were talking. We were like kind of wondering that last night. Like, what should we do? What if it happens and it's happening fast and we got to go and we can't wait for mom to get to the house or for one of y'all to get to the house? What if it does happen in the middle of the night? Mom doesn't even answer the phone. Well, then I'm calling y'all. Yeah. I'm calling everybody. We're waking up the neighborhood. And then if it happens really fast, like I'm thinking it's going to, because I'm just so nervous. Like, if it happened to my best friend, it's surely going to happen to me. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. And she was like, it happened so fast that they couldn't do the epidural. Like she could, like the baby's head was coming out and it was like, oh my God, it just happened really fast the second time. Whereas the first time, like with Sophia, I was in the hospital, it was 15 hours. I was in labor for like 25 hours. And then from the time I got to the hospital to the time we actually had the baby was 15 hours. Cause I got there at like 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday and had her at like 1:05 the next day on a Sunday. So, and I like slept, they were giving me medicine and stuff to try to like in between contractions to sleep, and they had to end up inducing me and all this stuff. But I feel like, now, like what if it happens like Jenna and and it happens real fast, then I'm calling everybody. We're going to call, try to get somebody here. If I feel like the contractions are like speeding up too fast to where we can't wait, we need to go, then we're loading the baby in the car and we're going to go to the hospital and then get me in the door. And then Corey might just have to wait outside in the van with Sophia till somebody can show up and take her.
Do a hand. Yeah.
Do a handoff and then he can come inside.
But
it's just going to be me and him.
It may even like
Katie,
work where we like it's just going to be like 5 minutes or something to overlap. I've got an extra, and you got your nest up, and don't wake the baby up. Y'all just go, and we'll be there in 5 minutes. What if we can't get in the door or something? That would be crazy. That's like not responsible.
That would be crazy. Well, the good thing is that we do have a neighbor that is on Corey's hockey team that he's buddies with. So about 3 houses down is one of Corey's hockey team members that he's, that's like our go-to neighbor. And they're always borrowing each other's tools and stuff like that. So if we ever need anything, we're going to run down to Chris and Laura's house and bang on their door and be like, come watch the baby for a minute, And they've actually got a daughter who's like 13, like she's almost babysitting age anyway. She's come and watched the baby while I've been home before. So, they probably just send her over here to sit
for
just in case,
5 minutes, and then somebody will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving Sophia just in case, but she's just a little baby, but
yeah.
So yesterday was crazy. I did not go into labor, thankfully, but I am going today. As soon as we're done with this podcast, I'm leaving to go to the doctor, which this will be my 37-week appointment,
It's crazy.
And so this is the day that I'm supposed to be scheduling to have the baby. So she was like, if you want, we'll induce you at 39 weeks. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do this, And I'd like to, and it'd be fun to pick her birthday, which I didn't really care. I mean, I don't care when she comes, it doesn't matter. But our oldest sister, Rachel, I talked to her the other day, and she said, it would be a cute birthday is 5/20/20. It's like, oh, that would be a cute birthday. And so that's what I'm going to ask for when I go into the doctor today.
I don't think it's going to be that long.
I don't either. I think it's going to happen a lot sooner than that. But that's only 2 weeks. So either way, at the very latest, it's going to be, and the doctor might say, no, I do clinic on that day. Like, we got to pick a different day. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if I can pick a day, I think that's the day I want to pick is 5/20/20. And just because I think it's cute. And so if she says yes, then that's fine. Then that's going to be the day that Lily comes.
That would be crazy.
If she doesn't come before that, right?
Yeah.
So that's the latest that it could happen. So my due date is actually May 26th. But if she lets me schedule it for May 2020, then that'll be the birthday, unless she comes before that.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I know, excited.
That's exciting, yeah. Just the anticipation of everything, and then getting to meet her and all that.
I know, Cullen. I'm excited too to have a little bitty baby.
Can't even like hold her and stuff at first, and it's just gonna be.
I mean, y'all probably can't. It's not like. Here's my thing: is that y'all have been quarantined so long that I don't think that y'all haven't. I mean, you would know if you had it, right? Now, every time you go out into the world, you take a chance again. I'll tell you, yesterday, Cullen, my baby Sophia had a fever.
Yeah, you told me about that.
I think I texted you this. So I'm literally on the phone with our mom, bawling, crying yesterday morning because I'm thinking like that time I went to Costco, I brought it home and she's got it. Like my head went straight from she's a 14-month-old who's teething all the time, and she's, and she woke up yesterday like real clingy and grumpy and stuff, and then she was just clinging on me, and so we're back here in Lily's room rocking, and I felt her get warm, and I was like, oh no, she's got a fever, and so I checked her fever, and it got up to like 99.9, and I gave her some Motrin. But I had to run down to CVS to get some more because I didn't have enough for like a whole dose left from last time she was sick. So I pack her up, and I'm literally, Cullen, I'm freaking out because in my head, my first thought is my baby's got the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like, even though we've been quarantined, like we still have to like go get groceries here and there, or the mail comes or whatever. But like, and I think my understanding is like you can be a carrier of it, and that's why you quarantine for like 14 days or whatever. And that's what's so scary is like right now from going to the store, just be carrying it but not showing any signs of it, and I don't know.
Exactly. Well, the reason I got so emotional yesterday is because I was thinking like that time, and I'm so careful, Cullen. I wear the mask, and I've been wearing masks for months now, so I don't go anywhere without the mask. Where some people just started doing that, but I don't wear gloves. But I have hand sanitizer, and I carry Clorox wipes with me. So I have a Clorox wipe in my hand, so I never touch anything anyway. I'm always touching it with the wipe, right? And then I hand sanitize, and I put the hand sanitizer on before I even touch my mask to take it off. Like, I'm super careful, but I'm just thinking in my head, like the mail came and maybe I didn't wash my hands good enough, or, it's that Amazon package or that trip to Costco or whatever that we took, or Corey has brought it.
Yeah.
home,
Cause he's been traveling stuff here and there.
Yeah. So that's my big thing, because he's not as careful. He's just, he's a guy. So he's just not as conscious of those things, I think, than as I am. And so I'm always nervous, and I'll be like, did you take your mask? Remember I told you that one time he left to go to the store, and I was like, did you take your mask and hand sanitizer? And I had a mask and hand sanitizer by the door for him to like grab on his way out. He didn't grab it. So I was like, you wore your mask at the store, right? And he was like, yeah, I wore it. And I was like, oh, you mean that one that's still sitting there that you didn't even take in the house? And so, I've caught him before. He was like, oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't wear it. But
that's the thing, too, with the gloves or anything. Like, you wear the gloves and you go into the store and you do your transaction and you don't touch your face because you're wearing your gloves, but then you go to open up your car door with those gloves on still that you just touched the bag with, and then you shut the car door, you take your gloves off, and you're like, okay, hand sanitize, I'm home, and you get out of the car, and then you close the door, and you touch that handle that just touched the glove right before you got in the car.
That touched the bag, that touched the disease,
Yeah, so it's like, it's those little, like, you have to be conscious of, like, every trail that you touch, and we've got like Lysol.
Oh, I know.
And everything. The video on this podcast didn't do it too well.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually. I just went and closed out of my Wi-Fi, thinking that might help it.
Yeah, that's all right.
To go onto the network instead. But yeah, I don't know, Cullen. We're trying to get ready in the midst of all of it. It's definitely a different experience going through this process with, a pandemic going on. I just hope that it gets better. I feel like it's going to get worse before it gets better, because I feel like when all these people start going out, it's going to flare back up. There's going to be a lot more deaths and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to stay calm and not stress out too much about it. Corey was like, the biggest thing about you being this pregnant stuff is stress. He was like, stress is going to hurt you before the coronavirus does.
Yes.
Just don't stress out so much about it. And so when I catch myself going down that rabbit hole and like watching all the news shows and just like binging about it, which, it's everywhere. It's like you can't turn a corner without seeing something about the coronavirus. People protesting or the economy, like you're looking at your bank accounts, like, all these things. It's like the world is revolving around this right now. So you can't get away from it. But you also, like, I feel like for my mental sanity, he's probably right. Corey's probably right. I should probably just turn the TV off and go outside and play in the garden or do something else, because I'll go down the rabbit hole and I'll just be in coronavirus binge mode, and then I'll get freaked out and stressed out.
Yeah, stress on the baby. They pick up on inside more than anything, for sure. So stay stress free.
What's going on with y'all? I feel like I've talked this whole podcast. I know I'm about to leave for the doctor, but I want to see what's going on with you guys too. I know
same things, and days we're just soup of the day for lunch is tequila, and we're gonna be having
celebrating Cinco de Mayo, doing tacos and all.
Yeah, we got made some taco meat the other night, and we froze it, and we're going to do tacos tonight. And I didn't know. My 5-year-old was asking me what Cinco de Mayo celebrated, and I thought it was Mexican Independence Day, or Mexico's 4th of July. I just saw something earlier. It was like, it is not that. It's actually September 16th or something like that. And so it's just another one of those American-made holidays, apparently. That
we just celebrate our neighbors from the south.
Yeah, so
we're just looking for a reason to get drunk on tequila.
Yes, so just trying to
eat tacos,
do that, maintain the school stuff, and get a schedule going. But it's good. It's good. I'm just ready for like normalcy again, and or somewhat.
Cullen, it's gonna be a while.
Somewhat normalcy, yeah. I saw.
It's going to be a while. I think what you mean by that is you're ready for the kids to leave the house and get back to school.
Yeah, I'm ready to get back into like a routine where I can like function and business mindset, and then dad mindset. Have them all intertwined. So,
yeah, for all of you listening, we've talked several times about getting it's like getting guests again, because y'all know we're doing guests all the time on the podcast, and we love that's like I love sitting here just shooting the shit with you, Cullen, because it's like our weekly thing, you know. But it was cool having guests on, and we were like getting all these awesome guests and all this stuff, and now it's like we talked about it, and for just to keep you listeners in the loop, we have talked about doing guests. But it's just with the like you see today with the Zoom and the video is spotty, and it's me and Cullen aren't sitting next to each other. We're having to like kind of deal with the Zoom thing.
Lag, and
it's just there's no replacing real in person stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just can't replace an in-person experience with technology, even though we're trying to like, you know, do it just like everybody else is. We're just, you know, we're still talking about it. I just don't want to get in a situation where we have a guest on and then it cuts out. The technology poops out on us, and then, you know, it gets frustrating and whatever. We don't want to waste anybody's time, but we have talked about getting some. And so when me and Cullen start getting back together, of course we'll do it at that point when we're together and one person's on the internet instead of all of us on the internet, if that makes sense.
Totally. It's so crazy, just the whole concept of like meeting somebody new for the first we did last week with the playset people. But I just feel like just because you're raised to shake somebody's hand when you meet them for the first time, now it's like, hey, I'm Cullen, and then
you feel rude, don't you?
And you feel like just whatever. And then even like watching some of the shows and seeing the commercials, and it's just like the slow-mo of them running through the meadows, and then they like hug and embrace, and I'm like, whoa, that was before Corona. And like you think about like how close people used to get all the time, and now it's like everything's like a elbow, or like I was holding the door open for somebody with my elbow the other day. I didn't want to touch it. It's just so weird, but anyway.
Yeah, it is weird. It's gonna take some getting used to, that's for sure. Because I'm like a hug. I'm a hugger. You know what I mean? When I see you, I want to give you a hug. So it's definitely going to be an adjustment. And I feel like you're sizing each other up. Like, do you got it? Do you got it?
Yeah. I saw.
Like, you look kind of sick. Are you supposed to look like that?
Like a mask is going to be the new trend. And like I saw, Katie actually went to his house yesterday that posted in our group and said that she's made masks free for everybody that wants to come grab one, and they're individually sealed in these baggies and they're cloth. And so we went and got 4 new masks, just even for the kids. Like the kids are going to be wearing masks around now. And then there was a meme a video that I saw posted. It was this lady walking into a gas station, and she had her mask on, but she had cut like right here, so you could still see her nose and her mouth like this. And the guy was like, she walked in, she's like, I need 5 on pump 2. And he was like, okay, no problem. I like your mask. Where'd you get it? And she was like, oh, I made it myself. I cut a little hole in it right here. And he was like, why? And she was like, I could breathe better that way.
I actually saw a picture like that. It's like, you can't fix stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what? And that blows my mind. I mean, I know it's so uncomfortable though. Like I have to like hold it out when I wear mine, because I'm like, I can't breathe. I already can't breathe good, you know. I'm 1,000,000 pounds, but it's gonna take some getting used to for sure. It's gonna make me like, I'll be like, do you want to go to this? Do I have to wear a mask? Yes. Okay. No, I don't want to go to this. Hey, husband. My husband is all right.
Well, go do your thing, and keep us posted on the labor and the prank if you do it.
Yes, I definitely will. Cullen?
Hopefully he won't listen to this.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about that. I'm so glad that you reminded me about that. I gotta go set that up. Okay, I'm gonna do that. All right, I'll let you know what happens next week. Thank you all so much for listening. Hopefully, you know, maybe I might be with child. At this point, every podcast we could end with like, maybe it's this week. Maybe the next time you see me, I'll be a family of 5 instead of a family of 4.
That's crazy.
So When I say 4, I'm including our dog Booker. But everybody out there, stay safe. Don't cut holes in your masks, okay?
No.
Please keep them full. I'm gonna get one that like you can print your face, your smile.
That'd be good.
On.
Yeah.
Have you seen those? So you can like print your actual face on the mask. I'm gonna start getting those, and I'm just gonna be smiling all the time. But it's gonna be like a big smile on my mask. But meantime, I'm like mean mugging you with my eyes. it's gonna be real confusing.
Yeah.
Anyway, wish me luck. Hope I don't go into labor until I'm ready. And thank you all so much for listening and for being troopers and supporting us. We freaking love y'all. Y'all are the best listeners and fans ever.
On iTunes or wherever you're listening on. Or whatever you want to give it, but that'll help us out. Yeah.
Favorite us, like us, subscribe to us, tell your friends about us.
All right. Thanks for watching. Don't tell Mom. Episode 98 in the books. We'll see y'all next week. Don't tell Mom. Peace.